Sambalpur, best known for its vibrant culture and crafts, is situated in the western part of Orissa. An ancient centre for diamond trade, Sambalpur is famous for its tie and dye textiles. Sambalpur is synonymous with Sambalpuri sari. Though we see the ikat, tie and dye design of cotton saris across Orissa, but Sambalpuri saris are the finest among all. Ikat, tie and dye design is of the most distinctive feature of Orissa's textile industry, which finds its ancient linkage in the cross-cultural influences with the maritime activities of Southeast Asia. But many believe that it is an original form of weaving of the Sambalpur weavers. Sambalpur saris evolved over the years. Generally, the weavers in Sambalpur district weave saris with handlooms in the private sector. The technique applied for the weaving of Sambalpuri saris is unique. Bundles of yarn are first dyed by successively wrapping for tying different sections and applying one color at a time. The dye penetrates the exposed sections and does not touch the wrapped section. The color scheme is predetermined with extraordinary precision, so that when the dye threads are woven together, the design appears in the finished textiles as if by magic. The techniques results in a delicate haziness of design with element feathered into text. The weavers of Sambalpur region work in their distinctive style. In Sambalpur, the weavers belonging to Bhulia caste have been famous for their bandkala, the tie and dye work. This particular caste has brought pride to the Sambalpur sari weaving community by giving different designs with the help of natural colors. The art of Sambalpuri weaving has been spread across the country. The weavers of Sambalpur are always trying to infuse new design and method in their art of weaving. Initially, the Sambalpuri weaver used to weave curtain, bed cover, tablecloth, bedsheet, and handkerchief. These items were essentially in demand across the country. The weaver community lost no time to understand the demand and got into weaving Sambalpuri saris. In the beginning, Sambalpuri saris were called as Sambalpuri Parda saris because of its initial identity being Sambalpuri Parda or curtain. Things changed fast and Sambalpuri saris evolved into a fine fabric. Since saris were meant for ladies, the saris were designed in traditional beliefs in women characters like Gajgamini, elephant, Padmini, lotus, Singhini, lion, Mriganaini, deer, Minanaini, fish. Usually, Sambalpuri saris pallu and border are designed geometrically, making images including birds, elephants, peacocks, deers, flowers, leaves, and creepers. This is a village called Top. 60 kilometers away from main city of Sambalpur. It is a weaver's hub. Here, we see weavers weave saris with a traditional handloom. In fact, it is interesting to see that all the adult members of the weaver family are engaged in the weaving activities. The beginning process of weaving reminds us of our age-old khadi manufacturing. First, a bundle of yarn is made into size by the help of charkha, which is called ufarni in Sambalpuri language. The yarn passes through 2 more processes before being tied. From ufarni, yarn is put in a shari, and subsequently yarn goes to jantur through tani work to get a required length. Usually, saris are designed in double length. Weaver's courtyard is essentially helpful for the different activities of the sari weaving. Tie or bandh work starts at the very initial stage, keeping in mind the required design, and it continues in different stages. Here, we can see a perfectionist make a design through her high-skilled bandhkala work. The next stage is dye work. The color scheme is predetermined with extraordinary precision. The weavers of Sambalpur earlier used the natural colors. At present, they get an opportunity to use the ready-made colors, but they follow the traditional method of dyeing. First, color is put in water and boiled with hydrocaustic soda. Then, the yarn is put into it to get the perfect color. After dyeing, the tied threads are removed and put in a courtyard for the further process. Then, the different colored threads are joined and adjusted as per the designs. The next process is called tansara in Sambalpuri. In this process, weavers first put some gummy water to make the thread strong and smooth. After completion of this process, the weavers wrap the loose threads into full-length saris skillfully. Sambalpuri weavers have never been inclined to the power looms. They remain happy with their traditional handlooms. They even encourage the younger generation to take over this traditional work. The final stage is purely weaving. As we see here, the weaver has his own weaving skill to use the handloom. Of course, they take utmost care while weaving. Dunki, an important instrument carrying threads, moves right to left and left to right according to weavers' hand movements. The handloom is fully controlled by a handmade machine called fuldobi. Weavers put their best while weaving to produce the finest hand-woven fabric. Sambalpuri saris are known for its best design. This is the only hand-woven fabric which has no match, even with a power loom woven fabric. Here, the language of man is defeated by the language of stone. Stone carving is an age-old craft of Orissa. The descendants of the artisans who once scaled the dizzy heights of excellence in temple building have kept the sculptural tradition alive through their hereditary craft of stone carving. Here, mute stones are transformed into living expressions. A cursory look at any single Orissan temple or monument makes us realize that Orissa is a land of sculptural genius. The early designation of Orissa as Utkal land, excellence of art, was no doubt due to the brilliance of both her architectural and sculptural tradition. Many of the sculptural scenes of temple architecture are taken from religious mythology and legends. Orissan temples are famous for their beautiful sculptures. Amongst them, Tribhangi is an adorable one. Tribhangi meaning three postures of human body. Posture of head, posture of waist, and posture of legs. Derives from the immortal Tribhangi, posture of Lord Krishna, the mythological hero. Tribhangi is one of the masterpieces of the Orissan stone carving crafts. From the 6th century onwards, Orissa produced a wealth of sculptural treasures. Images which are removed from temples and Buddhist ruins in Orissa are in major museums throughout the world. Amply demonstrating that the sculptors of Orissa ranked among the best in India and the world. Stone carving craftsmanship is labor-intensive. Craftsmen are skilled and well experienced. Though the sculptures are found across Orissa, but Puri, Bhubaneswar and Lalitgiri near Cuttack are the hubs. The Puri sculptors still live and work in Pathuria Sahi, Stone Carvers Lane, utilizing their ancient skills to produce contemporary work on commission, occasionally finding a patron who wants a traditional piece. The stone carvers use two types of stones. One is sandstone or red stone, and the other one is serpentine stone or green stone. In fact, temple sculptures are always made from sandstone. The stone carvers never take the advantage of the new technology or machines. They still love to work with the traditional tools and equipments like hammer, pincers, chisel, scraper and compass. The artisans train their sons and grandsons to follow in their footsteps. This artisan who is at work has learnt from his father. The young man is a skilled person and has perfect imagination to transform the stone into a sculpture. As usual, the stone carver first sketches an image on the stone and gradually, by the help of his traditional tools, makes the sculpture. While giving the shape, the artisans remain very alert to go through the minute delicacy and intricacy of designing of the sculpture. The jewel-like quality of Orissan stone sculpture has often been remarked, and the temples from a distance do indeed convey an impression of resplendent beadwork. The refinement of the sculptor's technique combined with a vigorous quality which probably owes its genesis to strong folk traditions. The result is a genre of sculpture which is delightful and accessible to the first-time viewers as it is to scholars and connoisseurs. In fact, temple sculptures are always made from sandstone, but some masterpiece is also made from serpentine stone, as we see Sun God in Sun Temple, Konark. The traditional stone carving will continue to stay, maybe in the form of private or in the form of public-private partnership. There are many training schools we see in and around Puri to impart carving skills to the new entrants. They are the ones who will carry the baton. The senses and feelings, which are common to human experiences, are used in Indian art to communicate some sense of the divine experience, and it is the genius of the Orissan artist in doing this that infuses all Orissan sculpture with an ineffable delicacy and spirituality that transcends the subject matter. Cuttack, one of the oldest cities of Orissa, is also called Silver City. The city, identified by its magnificent art and culture, has river Kathajodi in the south and Mahanadi in the north. The stone embankment protecting the river banks speaks eloquently of the engineering skills of the 11th century. Orissa has been best immortalized in the silver filigree work of Cuttack, the Silver City. The silverware of Cuttack stands supreme for its exquisite beauty, delicacy, and its cute aesthetic charm. Filigree work, an inherited art genius of Oriya's, constitutes a part of the work of the silversmith, and it is for their traditional and inhereditary craftsmanship they are locally called Rupyakara or Rupa Baniyas. The Rupyakara or silver filigree workers mostly practice this art around Cuttack, and their products are sold in Cuttack shops lining Naya Sarak and Balu Bazar. The filigree is fashioned with fine strands of silver wire made by drawing the silver through successively smaller holes and shaped to different images. Perhaps the one field which has been least influenced by today's technological breakthrough is the silver filigree craft. The artisans are still using the same traditional tools and equipments like hammer, pincers, chisel, scraper, compass, scissors, drill file, and tin plate. The silver filigree work of Orissa, locally known as Tarakashi, is a distinctive art form of great intricacy and delicacy. Although not very much is known of its origin, it seems this craft is being practiced from pre-Mughal period. In Cuttack, Man Singh Patna is famous for this craft. Here, every house has workshop at the main entry room. The head of the household, with his tools and equipments, owns workshop and engages his family members as a skilled and unskilled workers. The filigree artisanship is labor-intensive. Most of the artisans work with an alloy of 90% or more pure silver. The artisan starts work by first melting alloy, then successively tries to convert the melting alloy into strands of silver wire. To get the required size of silver wire, the Rupyakara uses his traditional tools to do so. The silver wires are cut into required sizes to get the shapes. After they are shaped, a solder of silver and borax is applied. The shaped image passes through fire to get perfect joint. Decorative items, jewelry, and motifs are made in traditional forms such as religious motifs. Religious symbols, animals like peacock, deer, and trees. Silver filigree inlay work calls for individual skills. The artisans make the silverware as per the market demand, putting their best skills into it. Although the Vaishya community dominates on filigree craftsmanship, non-Vaishya or non-Baniyas, even from neighboring states, seem to have creeped into it. Since Cuttack is famous for filigree work, the market has also developed accordingly. Apart from big bazaars in Cuttack, we see filigree shops are doing their business in every nook and corner of the city. As usual, artisans never make mistake to make their best masterpiece, as it has happened so in the filigree crafts in Cuttack. The filigree craftsmen of Cuttack have made a huge structure of decoration particularly used in puja, made of silver with highest delicacy and intricacy work of filigree. This huge structure is the best design of filigree work of Cuttack. Over 100 artisans took almost 2 years to complete this huge structure of 80 kg. This is the rarest masterpiece of the filigree work.